All right, folks, this is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Time to get the show started. Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show this morning. I'm kind of winging it this morning, folks. Just, every once in a while you just have to wing it just to see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's not a big deal. Doing some changes here in the studio as always. So, welcome. Just welcome to the show. I hope for those of you, this might be the first time you're ever checking us out. I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. And we come to you each and every day. We talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. I want to welcome all of our friends on our affiliate channels on Facebook. And I said happy birthday to one of my friends on Facebook, and I have not seen him. His name is Jonathan. Lives in Ohio. I think he works for the mayor's office or something out there now, or the governor's office, one of the two. And so he wanted to say thank you for wishing him a happy birthday, which is very nice. And so we want to welcome everybody who's joining us on Facebook. If you're joining us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Once again, if you're on our YouTube channel, there's a little button right here on the side right here. Just go ahead and click that. Click it, subscribe to our page, and you can actually get updated on everything that we do on a weekly basis or on a daily basis, whenever we update the page. You're probably going to hear a little yapping little dog barking, and we're going to try to solve that by the end of the day today, because that should never happen. For some reason, we get these yapping little pooches every once in a while, and then I have to handle it, and then people get upset at me. It's all right, but they'll get over it. So I got to tell you about some things that happened, especially last night. We went to a magazine launch last night. I'll tell you about that, especially about a couple of people that I saw at the event, and it was really very, very cool. Also, this weekend, big weekend for Las Vegas. Seems like I say that every day, but it is. It's another big weekend in Las Vegas, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's going to be going on this weekend. But before we get started with any of that, I want to welcome all of our friends from Facebook. Okay, and I try to do that a lot. Just say hello to everybody. Just kind of say, hey, how's it doing? Things are going well. Some of you have probably noticed that our QR code is moved. So it's like right here above my shoulder up there. And all you have to do for that QR code is, and I think it works. It should work. Take your phone. Okay, take your phone and put it on the picture. So, like you're taking a selfie. And just kind of put it up to the page. And usually it will recognize the QR code. Might be a little small this time, so I'm gonna probably. Oh no, there it is. Yep, there it is. And then it will recognize the QR code, and then you click it, click like that, and then it'll go right to our website. Okay, so which is very cool. So it'll say livininvegasmag.com, and you will go to our website. Can you see that? Yeah, some of you can see that. But that's the easiest way to get our website. It really is. There's a QR code like right above my shoulder here, folks, right there. Above my shoulder, and just do the QR code thing. You go to our website, and the reason why we tell you that is because that's where you can get our magazine, you can get our YouTube videos, you can get articles, you can get invites. We've got events on the page, got all kinds of stuff going on that page, so definitely do that. Speaking about our magazine, Livin in Vegas magazine is out, and it's up on the page. If you're on our Livin in Vegas mag page on Facebook, we just put a new banner up to make sure that you saw that this magazine right here is up. Check it out, please. Definitely check it out. Got some cool things going on with the magazine. And I think we're going to make an announcement as soon as I get the okay about a partnership that we're going to be doing with with one of our friends, the Large Vision Business Networking Mixers, and we're already partnering with them already. So I can announce that. So we get to help them. They get to help us with some of the stuff that we're doing, but we look like we're going to be working a little closer with them, so which will be great. Um, Also, we've got the Livin weekly magazine, which is up and on the shelves right now. So this was this week's. This week's current magazine, and check this. This is very cool. I'll tell you, we've got every week something happens in Las Vegas, and so we want to make sure you are up to date with all the cool happenings that are going on in the state of Nevada or in the city of Las Vegas. And Livin Weekly is the place to be at, okay? And you can actually get that. You can actually get that magazine. We'll leave links to it and all of it on our Livin Weekly page or on our Livin in Vegas page. But we tell everybody about it. And if all else fails and you are not able to get any of this stuff, okay, and you want to get, you want us to send you an email, we'll send it to you. All you've got to do is send us your contact information to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com. You'll get either Livin Weekly magazine, of course, you're going to get that, or you will get the Livin in Vegas magazine links and ways to get all of that stuff, okay? It's really easy to do, and we will actually get that into your hands, okay? So do I got to pay some bills? Yeah, I got to pay some bills. So let's pay some bills real quick, folks. We'll be back in just a second, okay? Hi, I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. That's right, folks. Livin in Vegas means living local. Just think of that. If you think of living in Vegas, just think living local. Because that's really what we're all about. The people, the places, the trends, the events. Anything having to do with Vegas, we really talk about a lot. Last night, we went out to an event. And I want to thank our friend Ann Parenti. Ann Parenti has a magazine called... my friend Deb Richardson said happy birthday too. So Deb Richardson is an old friend of mine, and I'll get back to the story in just a second, folks. Deb Richardson is my old pastor's wife and my singing partner for 10 years, along with my wife, over at the International Church of Las Vegas. And so we used to celebrate our birthdays all together, because my birthday is coming up, folks. It's my birthday month. So we all are born in May. So Pastor Mike, Deb, me, we're all born in the same month. So we would celebrate our birthdays together all the time. And so they moved 10 years ago. But I still wish them happy birthday all the time. And so Deb, I wished her happy birthday, and she's got back to me and saying happy birthday back. So it's very cool. Back to the story. Ann Parenti is just a remarkable lady. She has a magazine called Chic, and Chic is basically. I don't even have it with me. Oh, I forgot to put it up here. Anyways, the Chic magazine is really all about high-end stuff here in Vegas, basically, in a nutshell. And so what she does is she has also a foundation, and the foundation raises money for jazz musicians here in Las Vegas. And so she started out, it was 8 years ago, because she was telling the story yesterday night at this event she had. and it was over at Desert Shores, over in. And I'll tell you something else really happened was really cool about that too. So she started 8 years ago just to try to raise some money for some jazz musicians because she's a jazz singer. She's got a she wrote a book and blah blah. Well, 8 years later now she has a foundation that she had to start to get money. They give out scholarships, which is really cool. And so last night they had a magazine launch for her magazine because I think it's the quarter. It's a quarterly magazine, and they had it over at Desert Shores. So the room that she had it in, this is the cool part. So the room that she had this event in, I walked into the room, and I've been to Desert Shores hundreds of times, and many of you have probably been over to Desert Shores here in Las Vegas. It's over off of like Smoke Ranch, Buffalo area, back in kind of tucked away into the Desert Shores area. Desert Shores housing development. There's actually a place called Lakeside Village. Okay, so that's kind of it's if you live in Desert Shores, you know what I'm talking about. But it's called Lakeside, and Lakeside is basically a strip mall with a office building, wedding chapel, restaurant, bar, and a Jewish temple back in there. So I used to work there. I worked there. My wife worked there, and my daughter worked there, and I worked there as a consultant for the guy who owns the thing. So we walk into the room, and I went where the thing is being held at, and I went, oh my gosh, I remember this room when it was being remodeled because I was holding an event there years ago. I mean, this is like 10 years ago now. And I remembered that room, and I went, oh my gosh, this is the same room that we remodeled, that was being remodeled for our event. And we actually had an event there. It was really fun, stuff like that. So, same room. And so Ann Parenti is there. We talk a little bit, chop, 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 or chat, chat, chat. And she says, yes, Val and Eric, who are the owners of Lakeside, are going to be there tonight. And I, oh, you got to be kidding me. I know them. And she goes, oh, you guys know them? We go, yeah, we used to work together. So Eric Watts, who is the owner of Lakeside, was my boss. His office, I was right next to his office for like a year, and we worked together. And before I opened up my restaurant, and I was a consultant for him, so I know him very well. I mean, he and I saw each other every single day for about a year, a little over a year. So she goes, yeah, they're going to be here. I went, oh, this is going to be awesome because I've not seen them in so long. Well, Eric did not show up, but Val, his wife, did. And we spent the entire night with Val. It's funny because Val didn't recognize me at first. She saw us. She goes, who's that guy waving at me? There's a guy waving at me. Linda and I walked up to her and said, hey, Val, remember us? Oh, yeah, I remember you. We go and we sit. She goes, where are you guys sitting at? Let's go sit down. Let's go talk. And we sat there for 2.5 hours now speaking with Val. Who else was there? Joe Amato, who used to be the SBA administrator. We were sitting there speaking with him, my wife and I. Chit chat, laughing, hee hee, ha ha, ho ho. And what is going to end up coming out of this is going to be a story about Val, okay? Because she's got not just an interesting story, a friggin' interesting story. I mean, not just really interesting, multi-millionaire. She's a ex-marathon runner, and she doesn't remember that I remember this, but because I used to be a marathon runner too, and that was our common thing. She's an interior designer. Eric Watts, multi-millionaire, innovative guy, just way ahead of his time. So she agreed to sit down. We're going to do a story about Val. I'm so excited about it. Anyways, let's do one more thing here. We're going to talk a little bit more, and then we'll be back with some stories about Las Vegas. Okay? And I know, folks, I'm so sorry. I talk so much. All right, I will make this one announcement, though, because something's going up this weekend, okay? I know I speak so much that I know you probably get really upset about it, but that's just the way I am. So this weekend, folks, guess what's here? That's right. The Electric Daisy Carnival is here this weekend. Yeah, it's going to be here. Today is the 19th, I believe it is. This is the 19th today. So it is starting tomorrow. Yeah, starting tomorrow, the 21st and the 22nd at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Las Vegas has become the music capital of the world. I know a lot of other places try to think that they are, but we beat everybody hands down. There's no doubt about it. So many of you have probably gotten your tickets already for Electric Daisy Carnival. We're going to leave links to this and all our other stories about events that are coming up this weekend. We'll put it on our website at livininvegas.com. So just go to that thing over here, this thing right here, and you can actually go and find out about it to our events page. There was an article on another page that was talking about some of the cool bands that are there. Honey Love, Blunts and Blondes, Wax Motif. Boy, it's going to be huge. It's really going to be very huge. So a lot of employers are probably going to wonder, well, how come my people aren't here at work on Monday? Well, it's because your people are out at Electric Daisy Carnival, and they're probably not going to be in much shape to be going to work Monday. It's just the way it is. Anyways, folks, if you would like to watch the rest of this broadcast, I know many of you would, you'll have to watch it on our website. Yeah, just go over to our website at livininvegas.com, which is basically right here, folks. Just use the QR code, go over there, and you can check out all of the rest of our show, plus many, many other shows. This show will be up on our website in about another half hour or so, and we'll upload it, and you can actually check out all the stuff that I didn't get to talk about because I was talking about my time last night. Okay, but there's really something very interesting that we're going to be talking about in the next segment, and you'll want to hear that. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, think living local. We'll see you on the flip side, folks, for more of Livin in Vegas podcast. If not, we will see you tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning for Livin in Vegas podcast. It's been Sherman Ray. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, I know. It's funny. Thank you, folks, for joining us for Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray, and many of you have probably been saying, "Boy, this guy talks so much." Yeah, I do. Some people do, some people don't. Some like it hot, but that's kind of the way it is. So let's get back to the show, folks. There was so many of you know about the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Vegas Golden Knights have gone through. We're starting our 6th season, and now we're actually having our 3rd coach change. So this guy here, this is Kelly McCrimmon, and he is the general manager for the Vegas Golden Knights. And one of the things that we know about what's going to happen this year is we just got rid of our new coach, or I should say new coach, because that's basically what he was, Peter DeBoer. We just got rid of him just about a week ago. And we're looking for a new coach. Now, according to a new article, the Vegas Golden Knights are going to take their time looking for a new coach for the team. According to the article, and I'm going to read most of the article for you because I think it's very interesting, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. Okay. When the puck drops in the fall on season 6 of the Golden Knights, they'll do so with a new 3rd head coach. in the franchise history. After missing out on the postseason for the first time, Golden Knights general manager Kelly McCrimmon is back in the coaching market for the second time in less than 3 years, and that's a lot of coaches. We had Gerard Gallant, and he was let go in 2020 and said the team needed to change. This time around, the Vegas Golden Knights GM says the current roster needs a new voice. Now, unlike the first coaching change, this one will not happen overnight. And it's a very interesting article that you can read, and we'll if you get our newsletter, you'll actually get this article, so you want to check this out. It's actually very cool. So what McCrimmon said is that in the past, getting a new coach involved calling somebody on the phone and saying, "Get on the bus, come on down." And they thought that was just kind of sketchy, because it really did not allow for a lot of vetting and a lot of seeing, do you work with us? Do we work with you? Is your family good here? That kind of stuff. And do you get the style and the flavor and the culture of the Vegas Golden Knights? And it's funny thing about this, and we're going to talk just a little bit about this. What is the culture of the Vegas Golden Knights? What is their style? We already know that the Las Vegas Raiders have a style. I mean, they had a style before they came here when they were the Oakland Raiders, and we hate to even say that word anymore, but Oakland. But they already had a culture that they brought to Las Vegas. And nobody's changing that. It doesn't matter who comes onto that team, you adopt the culture of the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay? They are a certain breed of people. They do things a certain style, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the culture. The same thing with the Las Vegas Aces. They have a certain culture, and when Becky Hammond came in, she had to become part of that culture. Now, she accentuated it, she expanded it, but there was already a culture that was already established when she got here. The same thing with the new coach for the Vegas Golden Knights, is that they're going to have to gel and mold and to become assimilated to that style. But what is that style of the Vegas Golden Knights? That's the big question. We're not a namby-pamby team that tries to finesse people to death. We're just not that. I've watched enough games over the last 5 years to tell you they tend to play a power game. You know, they tend to want to rough you up a little bit. They want to do that. So to take them out of that game is really going against what they normally are. Mark Stone, and we used to have Ryan Reeves, and he was the enforcer. A guy with a name like the Enforcer gives you an idea of what they are. Pacioretty, those guys like that. White Cloud, those guys were all just kind of smash mouth hockey, and that's why they won. Their first year, they were just beating the heck out of everybody, and everybody saw these guys coming. They're going, dang, these guys are huge, for one, and number two, they smash you. So the new head coach that comes in, whoever he might be, is going to have that Gallant type attitude. He's got to be, generally has to be an ex-player. Now this, in the article, they said, well, we don't care if he's a player, an ex-player, or, that kind of thing. I tend to think that you need an ex-player, and not just an ex-player, but an ex-player who likes playing Smash Mouth. You know what I mean? You got to have somebody who's going to do something, and he's going to kick butt and take names, because if you don't, it's gonna probably be tough on him. Okay? How much time do we have here? Oh gosh, you talk so much. You talk so much. Up at Lee Canyon, folks. No, there's not a fire on at Lee Canyon right now. I know. But what is going on right now is up at Lee Canyon, just like they're doing down at UMC, they're preparing for fire season. And fire season used to be just, summer months, things get dry really quick, and the likelihood of a fire happening is probably pretty high. Well, now we don't just have a fire season. We actually have the likelihood of fire all year long. So, the folks up at the fire station up there are having preparedness drills all the time, which is great. You need that. So, uh, so be assured that when you go up there, their people are taking care of things. But to make their job easier, folks, this is what you do. Really do what Smokey the Bear said. Only you can prevent forest fires. You remember that? That was my deep voice thing of the week. You can help conservation, environmental, the whole thing by putting out your fires, doing all the things that you can, picking up your trash, not smoking and dropping cigarettes. Because guess what? We live in a desert. We still live in a desert. Likelihood of you putting something, lighting something on fire is pretty high. Okay, so you don't want to do that. There's another story about baby formula. So no, that's not the wrong one. No, this is the one. Yeah. Okay. Baby formula is still big in the news, and this is kind of scary because we talked about this yesterday. Nevada ranks dead last in the likelihood of you not being able to get baby formula. I know, and my wife and I were talking about this morning, that we are one of the few states. Nobody ranks worse than us than in when it comes to the likelihood of you running out of baby formula or not being able to get baby formula on the shelves. As a matter of fact, there was a top 10 list. We were number 1 or number 10, whatever you want to say. I think it was a 54 point something likelihood that you were not going to get baby formula if you went to the store to get baby formula. So a nonprofit is handing out baby formula amongst the amid the shortage, which is great. So very cool. Long lines formed at Baby's Bounty Wednesday morning as they, with the organization, marked their second anniversary of serving Southern Nevadas, and this time it was with baby formula. So in addition to diapers and formula, baby laundry, detergent, jarred food, and medical and dental resources were also made available. They said more than 500 families registered for the event on Wednesday. That's huge. That's a lot of people. Diapers are so expensive; they're $45 to $50 that you're going to have to go through, and you're going to go through them pretty quick. So they're saying, hey, look, don't fret. Their drives are held the second and third Wednesday of every month. And if you need to find out more information on this, folks, just go to our website right above me here. Just hit the old QR code, and we will leave links to all of these stories and more on our website at livinginvegas.com. Do I have time for one more story? Oh gosh, do I? Don't. I don't. I just don't have time for another story. Okay, let's do this. So, the Las Vegas Aces. Let's talk about Can I talk about the Aces? So the Las Vegas Aces are doing some fantastic stuff. Their next game, I believe, is like tonight, or is it tomorrow? Let's double check here. I'm going to double check here. So I'm clicking through. I've got a lot of links here, folks, so I can find out pretty much anything about everybody. Our next game for the Aces is tonight, 7 o'clock. And we're playing against the Minnesota Lynx, okay, tonight. And so they're going to be playing in Minnesota. There's going to be a celebration for Bill Lembier. Remember, we were talking about him, his retirement celebration. They actually retired him from the Las Vegas Aces end of last season, which opened the door for our current coach, Becky Hammond. So tonight, they're actually going to be playing against the Minnesota Lynx. Big story that's going to be happening is how are we going to match up against them? It looks good. We really look good. I mean, they are 1-4. We are. I think we've only lost one game, so we're doing pretty good. So it should be a good game. So the Link actually scored their first win on Tuesday of this week. So, but I think I think we're going to do a pretty good job on them. I'm looking really forward to seeing what happens with them. Okay. Anyways, we're done. I know, time flies so quickly. But folks, if you would like to get any of this stuff, you missed a link, you missed a story or something like that, just go to our website. Okay, right here. I know I should start doing that. Just go to our website right there, livinvegas.com, where we have all of our links. We'll have the stories. And if you would like to get on our mailing list, send me your contact. Okay, you can either go to our website, okay, and join us from there, or send me directly info@livinvegas.com, and you can actually get, and we'll put you on our mailing list, and you will get updates to everything that we do. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okay. Anyways, we will see you again tomorrow. It's our Friday edition tomorrow for Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray, the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of Livin in Vegas, folks, think Livin Local. It's been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. We will see you again tomorrow.